Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to New This Week, the show where I go over all the new TV shows and movies coming out on different platforms, Amazon, Sky and Netflix, and basically just give them to you so you can go away in the next week and watch them. As always, I will start with Sky. So Sky on Thursday have A Good Woman Is Hard to Find coming out. Now this is about basically a woman has lost her husband and she has a child. They try and rebuild their lives even though her husband was murdered. The police aren't doing anything, and then this random man comes into their house and brings some sort of drugs in and is involved in some sort of scandal and puts her family in danger. So then she kind of gets wrapped up in this weird druggy scandal type thing. It doesn't really say how involved she gets, but judging by the amount of blood in the trailer, I'm guessing there's that bit more than usual. This one, it doesn't give much away in the trailer, which I like. I think this will be quite an intriguing one to watch. It's going to be one of those things, it's either going to be brilliant, like a hidden gem, or it's just going to be alright. I don't think it's got any potential to be bad. So yeah, that's A Good Woman Is Hard to Find. That's coming out on Thursday. On Friday is Men in Black International. So this is almost like the rebranding of Men in Black, which had Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in, which that 3-movie series is phenomenal. Men in Black International, I think, is trying to do this for the next generation. I think they should have waited a bit more years, but I'll go into that probably in my review of this movie. But yeah, it's basically just a rebranding of Men in Black. Yeah, it's got Chris Hemsworth in. It's got Valkyrie. I can't remember the actress's name, but Valkyrie from the Thor franchise as well. It's also got little nods to Thor, which I quite like. So yeah, that is Men in Black International. That's coming out on Friday. So yeah, if you don't know what Men in Black is, watch the originals first. If you know what Men in Black is, then yeah, you'll know it's just about aliens and fighting them. So that's it for Sky. For Amazon, it's a quiet week for Amazon. They aren't releasing much this week, which is quite disappointing. I don't know whether it's because it's towards the end of the month and they're saving all the new releases for next month, but Sky and Netflix haven't really changed that much, so I don't get why Amazon have, but hey ho. So the only one coming out this week is Paranormal Activity 3, which is coming out today. So you can go ahead after this video and watch it. Yeah, I don't quote me, but I don't think it carries on from the previous Paranormal Activity, so I think you could watch it on its own, similar to stuff like Final Destination. You know, the numbers go up but the story, you know, it doesn't really lead on. But yeah, Paranormal Activity 3, it's about ghosts and stuff and haunting a family. It seems to be specifically haunting the kids, but then the caption on the thing is it runs in the family, so I wonder whether it does carry on from one of the previous two. I haven't seen many of the Paranormal Activities. It seems alright, but yeah, if you're into scary ghosty stuff, then yeah, that's the thing for you. And that is it for Amazon. Told you there's literally nothing coming out on Amazon this week. For Netflix, coming out today is Cooked with Cannabis. Now, this is weird. Apparently they came out with a show last year or something called Cooking on High or something, which had a similar premise, but this is literally chefs cook with cannabis. and win money in a cooking competition by cooking with cannabis. It's weird. It's not for me personally, but if you're into watching people cooking cannabis and winning competitions via it, then yeah, that, I guess that's for you. Coming out tomorrow is Middleditch and Swartz improvised comedy. I'm terrible with names, so I'm sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, so that's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, so it's basically two comedians, even though I've never heard of them, but they're comedians, I guess, who basically ask their audience to give them ideas, and then they do an improvised sketch on it. Everything in the show is improvised. There's not a single scripted moment. It seems quite a cool concept. I would definitely watch it, maybe if there were bigger comedians doing it. But I think it's worth watching. It's only 3 parts in it, and I don't know how long the parts are, but they probably, I would guess, about half an hour. So I guess it would be quite a quick thing to put on and see if you like it. But yeah, that is Middleditch and Swartz. So sorry, I missed one from that is coming out today as well on Netflix, which is one of my favourite classic movies, which is Space Jam. If you don't know what Space Jam is a movie about Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players ever, teaming up with the Looney Tunes to basically compete in a basketball match to save the universe. It's a weird concept, but I love it. There's quite a few celebrities in this one. A bit of star power. It's just fun. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Looney Tunes, or just a fan of things that is just so ridiculous it's hilariously fun, then Space Jam will be for you, and that's out today, so you can go ahead and watch that now. Coming out on Wednesday is Circus of Books. Now, Circus of Books is a documentary which is about, basically, there was this bookstore, I can't remember where the place was, but it's a place in America. Is a bookstore. Well, it is a bookstore, but it's known for publishing gay pornography. Whether that be videos, magazines, whatever, and it basically fueled the gay community. And then the whole thing to do with AIDS came out, so they kept it under wraps. They didn't really want anyone to know what, they just said they owned a bookstore. They didn't declare to a lot of their friends, maybe even family, and especially if I think the woman was working 2 jobs, she never told them. If they got found out, I think they'd be in trouble or something, so they didn't tell anyone. So yeah, and then basically this whole thing to do with AIDS came out, and they stood up for the gay community and helped represent it, because of basically the gay community have been providing their income for so long that they decided to stand alongside them, and that made them their involvement known. And it seems a very interesting documentary, like really interesting. So yeah, so that's coming out on Wednesday. Also coming out on Wednesday is Absurd Planet. So Absurd Planet is basically like a David Attenborough type, looking at animals and basically just being like, oh, look at these animals, aren't they cute, this is what they do, this is what they do. However, it's not narrated by David Attenborough, it's narrated by Mother Nature. Of course, it's not actual Mother Nature, because that would be insane. It's just someone playing the role of Mother Nature, and it seems a bit more funny than serious. Like, it's looking at the weird and wonderful animals, like the ones that just look weird. Then it seems to be adding voices to the animals. So yeah, that one just seems like a bit of a jokey one. I don't think it takes itself too seriously, but I think that might actually benefit it more than taking it seriously, just because David Attenborough rules the world with the serious documentaries on animals and stuff. So taking it not so serious and putting a jokey spin on it, I think makes it a lot more interesting of a watch, basically. So that's coming out on Wednesday. Nothing's coming out on Thursday, so coming out on Friday is Afterlife Season 2. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Season 1 yet, so I'll be watching that, and I think I'll watch Season 2 because it looks right on my alley. But Season 2 of Afterlife is basically just the aftermath of what happened in Season 1. Anyone that helped him in Season 1, basically in Season 1 it's about his wife dies and he's in a very dark place, so people try and help him out and just try and save him, basically. So in this one he wants to give back to the people that saved him, and it seems just very heartwarming but very funny at the same time. It's written by Ricky Gervais, it's starred by Ricky Gervais, and it's got a bunch of different stars and stuff in that Ricky Gervais knows. So yeah, I think that's a very good one to watch. As I said, I'm going to be definitely watching it. So also coming out on Friday is Extraction. Now Extraction is a highly marketed movie with Chris Hemsworth in. It is very much a Chris Hemsworth week this week, with 2 movies of his coming out on the platforms. But Extraction is a new movie. He basically plays like a military guy who has to try and save this kid, and the mission gets aborted, but he still has the kid with him, so he's then stuck in a dilemma. Does he continue with the mission and try and save the kid, or does he just ditch the kid and save himself? There's a lot of action in this. A lot of the action reminds me of I've only read up on it and seen a couple of the clips, but it very much reminds me of 1917 in a way. Hear me out on this, because I know 1917 is a war movie. This is just an actiony army type movie, like military secret agent movie. But yeah, so basically in 1917 there were continuous shots that didn't stop for a very long time. One of the main action sequences in Extraction, like a 15-minute long sequence of just pure action. There's no cuts. It's just constant. And they wanted that to make it seem more genuine and just more nervy, because it just seems so realistic, because it is all done without cuts. So yeah, that's coming out on Friday. It definitely looks worth a watch. It seems a very interesting movie. This is one that I will definitely be watching. So yeah, Extraction will be coming out on Friday. Also coming out on Friday is Yours Sincerely, Kane and Gil. Now this is in conjunction with Netflix India, but it's not in a different language or anything. It's just his accent, basically. So yeah, I think this is one of those where it's a comedy thing, so it will either be your thing or it won't be your thing. Personally, for me, I don't find him that funny for me, but he might be your cup of tea. That's the one lovely thing about comedy, is it's subjective, very subjective. So yeah, check out the trailer. If you find him funny, then I definitely recommend giving that a watch on Friday. If not, then it might not be for you. But yeah, and then finally is on Sunday is Last Kingdom Season 4. Now this is very much a Game of Thrones type programme. This is one of the Netflix originals, and it's Season 4 of it. So obviously, if you haven't seen the previous seasons, go and watch the previous seasons and then get to Season 4. But Season 4 is coming out on Sunday. Yeah, it's very Game of Thronesy. Like even the font in the title and stuff, it's it's so Game of Thrones like. It almost honestly could be close to copyright. So yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, so that is coming out on Sunday. So yeah, if you like Game of Thrones, go and watch it. It's just a load of knights and stuff fighting, and a bit of romance in there as well, just in case you like that bit. But yeah, that is everything that's coming out this week. I'm sorry if you haven't got Netflix and you've only got Amazon, because there's just nothing coming out, but unfortunately it's one of those things, isn't it? So yeah, that is just all of these things are coming out this week, so hopefully that gives you enough to watch to keep yourself occupied. And yeah, so put it in the comments down below which films or TV shows you can't wait to watch yourselves, which ones basically you just want me to review, and before you watch them, I'll be happy to do that. Hit that like button to tell me that you like this show, basically, in this series. It just tells me to keep this going and that you just like watching it. And hit that subscribe button to not miss anything. I've got stuff coming out virtually every single day, so to keep yourself up to date with everything, just hit that subscribe button, it'll be in your sub box. So yeah, that is everything. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.